And we are live.
We did it.
We did it. Me and Wendy, who are like the dinosaurs of the tech, have managed.
Limiting belief. Sorry, we are the tech queens.
We are the tech queens.
Who needs Yvette and Cheryl?
I mean, there was no help from Sadie or OBM whatsoever. But welcome. We just thought we'd drop in. It's Tuesday. It is raining here. It's been raining for days, which is good. It's good for the animals in the garden. But we thought we'd just bring a little bit of September sunshine, didn't we, Wendy, and talk about the 7-minute manifesting method. 7 minutes. Like, can we really manifest in 7 minutes? This is the thing.
Well, this is only for people wanting to do the baby steps, because obviously if they need to go deeper, then they need to get heavily into mind coding. But I'm very excited, actually. I feel like I've given birth again, because it probably has taken about that long. But I've just written a new book. It's like a guided workbook, and all of that. But mind coding permeates pretty much to every page, actually. In fact, here I'm going to read you the beginning. This is the proof copy, which is the perfectionist. The perfectionist in me is going, shit, don't show that to anyone because it's wonky.
Oh my God, I love it.
Anyway, it's the proof. But here we go. Inspired by my beautiful kids, Freddie and Evie, helping clients clear energetic blocks and manifest what really matters is my legacy. This book is dedicated to my kids, my very best co-creation, and my lifelong teachers. If I was half as bright, kind, generous of spirit, smart, creative, and lovely as they both are, then I'd be an even happier woman. A special thanks to my wonderful wider family, various people, gorgeous goddesses, and my brilliant coaches, Donna and Cheryl, who taught me everything that matters, especially frequency first, always. So there you go.
I love that.
And throughout, there are various mind coding things. Because honestly, my darling, I would not have done that without you. I'm very excited about that because it's going to help loads of people who a little bit woo curious, but aren't quite sure, whatever.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to do something. And you know what, since, mind coding, well, since all of it really, I think for me, it's been about doing like what really lights me up and sod the rest. I'm not doing what anybody else tells me to do, kind of ever, really.
I mean, let's just give it a bit of context. I'm going to rewind to it a little bit because and we'll explain what mind coding is, because if you're new to us, you might even know what me and Wendy are getting very excited and hot under the bra about. But like, we first met Wendy back in the COVID days, didn't we? We did a program called Chaos to Calm. We just wanted to try and help use the skills that we have around managing our frequency, which I'll let Wendy explain this. So really taking notes around what we explain as frequency, to like not get like COVID frenzy back in when we're all in our houses, like with no bra on for gaining lots of weight for months on end. And that was when you first came into our world, wasn't it? That was how we originally met. So and then we've just been like, Wendy comes to all the things. We're at retreat again next week at our retreat for the September equinox. So for equinox, very excited. And Wendy was there at the last one in March. But you just believe in this work, don't you? And just give everyone just a bit of a taste of your background as well, because your background really is around, yes, marketing, but health, right, and healing.
Yeah. So I've been a homeopath for 25 years. And look at me, only 21. How could that have happened? But yeah, I'm a homeopath. I've worked in marketing for years and communications. And my whole world, health-wise, is all about there's always a natural option. And the way homeopathy works is working with people's vital energy and giving them remedies to help them rebalance themselves. And it's all about like attracts like, sort of symptom-wise, and the way you prescribe. And that is exactly what this whole world is about too. So it sits together so perfectly. And for me, health-wise, it's about people clearing the issues in their tissues and actually resonating on a higher frequency, because that will then attract strong emotional and physical health. So it all dovetails together beautifully. And I spend a lot of time finding what the heart is of the matter with a patient or a client or whatever we call them. And I think mind coding has just given me a completely different dimension to that. So whereas before I could prescribe then remedies, and they're fabulous and they do wonderful things, but now I feel like I can just hold people much more effectively. So I think, honestly, my message would be whatever it is you're currently doing, whatever you call yourself and identify as, I think mind coding just adds an entire, it's a way of being. It's not just a thing. It's not just a coaching, learning to be a coach.
Yeah.
The tools are fabulous, but it kind of adds to.
It's 100%. And Kat was saying that yesterday in her session with Cheryl, and she's like, there isn't really like a day or like a conversation or anything where it doesn't creep in, because it's about consciousness. It's about communication. It's like who we are, who we be, how we show up in the world. So yes, we say it helps you as a coach, but it is so much more than that, isn't it? I mean, I say it all the time that some of my favorite things are like when people say, like, my relationship with my children is so different.
Yeah.
Or my relationship with my parents now, or I've forgiven people for things of years and years and years of like that I've been holding against them. But you, like as a homeopath, so if you are completely new to our world, or you don't really get what Wendy and I are speaking about, like our belief is that your body keeps the score effectively, right? That at the cellular level, you are holding on to the physical demonstration you might have of a pain or an illness is actually, it could be trauma that you've been holding on to, or your body, because you've been stressed for a long time, and your body takes that, and it's all that anxiety and all of those, like that dysfunction and dysregulation that's going on in your body actually then manifests as disease, disorder, which then ultimately manifests in pain or a sickness or something like that. So Wendy is
a healthy body talking to you. That's a healthy body, and people say, oh, I've got, whoa. And it's like, no, actually, that's great. It's great you've got symptoms. The people I worry about are the people who don't have any symptoms, because then everything is suppressed.
Yes. That is such a good way of doing it, though. Like, because your body is talking to you and it's telling you, it's keeping the score and it's telling you where it's at, and then we can do something about it. But it's like, so I would go to Wendy, for example, when something is off, and then we get a remedy before I would ever go to a doctor. Like, I don't remember the last time I actually went to a doctor. Like, I don't remember. And I was saying this to Yvette the other day as well, Wendy, like, isn't it bizarre? Like, and people go, oh, is this like a new thing, since you have the business? And I sat and thought about it. I was like, no. Like, I remember when I literally just left university, like back in the 90s, like 96, I think I left university. I got a job. I wasn't well. I just kept having dizzy spells. I had no money. Like, I'd literally just started earning some money, and I paid to go to a private Chinese doctor for remedies in Liverpool. Like, it didn't occur to me to go to a doctor. Do you know what I mean? Like, I went because I was like, something is off. So that's always been my inclination, to seek like the Eastern approach, the philosophy, like that whole holistic being approach. But I kind of forgot that I did that.
Yeah, but you just did it naturally, and once you're in that world, you find it very difficult to not be in it. But I think it's all back to energetic blocks. That's whether we're mind coding, whether we're homeopathying, whether we're Chinese medicining, acupuncturing, whatever it is, we're clearing energetic blocks so everything can flow, and we're in flow and ease, and we can embody everything. But it's so interesting. I always say to people, your body's talking. Are you listening? Because you might not know what to do yourself, or you might. You don't have to spend fortunes on things, but
and I've recommended so many people to come and speak to you, because I know that you go to a doctor, and look, I'm not doctor bashing. Like, I think there's absolutely a place for that medicine and science as well, but from our world, like how me and Wendy and Cheryl and like people in our world think is, you go to a doctor, and often what happens is you get a prescription which is to deal with the symptom,
suppress the
symptoms, so that you don't feel the pains, that you don't But actually, Wendy really always wants to understand, well, what's the thing that caused the symptom, and what's the belief or the life experience or something that's created that experience in the body, right? So it's like root cause, like root cause, because we believe, and it's not in that kind of way, like, oh, why did you give yourself cancer? It's not that, but what we're saying is that there are beliefs and things that you hold in your physical body that are creating that disorder, and ideally we want to get to the bottom of what created that, from a belief system, from an identity, from a lifestyle, etc. And Wendy helps fix that and gives the remedies for what you're experiencing to bring that back into whole health.
And I think no, that's perfectly said, darling. In fact, would you like to be my PR?
Yes.
Lovely. No, absolutely. But I think that I thought I did, I was perfectly knew what I was doing, but I think mind coding has just added this amazing new dimension. And I just feel so confident in helping anybody with any emotional issue, whatsoever. I think I kind of always did, because I have done it for 25 years, whatever. But it's not about that. Actually, it's not necessarily all about having done it for a long time.
You had a lot of imposter syndrome around it as well, though, didn't it? Whereas now that feels like that's not the thing driving the bus anymore with you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But I think you can, like we've said, mind coding kind of permeates through absolutely everything, through life. It's a way of being. I feel so privileged and blessed to be in at the ground floor? I don't know what the right way is, but in at the beginning of this, because it's going to be the way that people exist. It's not just the way people coach, although hopefully it will be the way but lots of people coach. It's just going to be the way people are
integrated into their life. I love that. And I mean, Wendy was the very first person when we said, was it March last year? We said we're going to do something really exciting. Wendy came on the VIP list. We announced we're going to do a certification after like 6 years of seeing and talking about it. We actually did it, and Wendy was literally fastest finger first in there. I'm having it. I don't care how long it is, don't how much it is. I'm buying it. I'm in there because you just knew from working with us that it was going to be like epic.
It is exceptional. You two are absolutely exceptional at what you do. You're on a different plane to anybody else, and that does include Gabby Bernstein, darling. Our little chuckle about that. Sorry, Gabs. If you're listening.
So we loved Gabby Bernstein, and I remember like the universe read, has your back was like just one of those books. I was like, yes, this says everything. And I remember like, was it the beginning of last year? Me and Cheryl got tickets, went to see her in London, but met Wendy for drinks and stuff one of the nights when we were there. And she was like, why are you going to see Gabby Bernstein? I was like, well, because it's Gabby Bernstein. And you were like, and I was like, do you not want to come? You're like, no, I don't need Gabby Bernstein. I've got you two. And I was like, oh my goodness.
And insert any famous person's name in there. I'm not arse blow, smoke blowing, whatever the expression is. Yeah. It's the truth, darling. It's absolutely the truth. And just incredible. It's the energy. It's the energy of it all and the intention. And it just makes such a difference to so many people's lives, honestly. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for me, mind coding. It was always meant to give people it's like a toolkit, but it's not like a toolkit in the masculine sense of the word. It's like that deep understanding of what consciousness is, how you create, how you actually one with everything. But it's embedded from a neuroscience perspective, isn't it? We teach you the neuroscience of what the brain's doing to create change in the body. We talk about epigenetics and how the environment impacts us. We talk about the metaphysics, so what are the spiritual laws governing what we're speaking about. And we talk about the somatics of what's actually manifesting in the body, don't go through the program. And the reason being that, like, some people that come to us are woo curious. And they're like, no, I'm not into crystals. No, that's fine. But your client might be. So from our perspective, we wanted to teach people that if you are working with clients or coaching clients or in whichever angle it might be, you're going to have people come in, some people who are deeply spiritual, some people who are more left brain and need like the spreadsheet to go with it, so want to understand the neuroscience, and some people who might, so you've got to be able to talk and communicate with people at all different levels and meet them where they're at and help them expand, right? So it's like, it's not just about, am I spiritual? It's about, well, is your client? Because you want to be able to match them where they're at to help them get the best out of the experience when they come and work with you. And that's what it tries to do.
That's what it does in spades. I mean, I always say it's energetics and it's neuroscience, and it works. It works, it works.
I love that.
You've got case after case after case, haven't you, of people who are with you in your world on whatever level, wherever they are. And it's just like, people are just bashing down barriers and embodying amazing new things.
And we love seeing it, don't we, when there's clients in our world, and when who they are as well, like who are literally taking hundreds of tablets less because they're implementing the work from us coaching them and doing it. And then you can come in and learn them what we're doing. And some of the graduates have had massive health benefits, haven't they? And like we've all experienced it and seen and witnessed, which is just incredible. For you, the biggest difference has been in the embodiment, hasn't it? Of like we knew it, like, a lot of this work, but like we bring it all together. But then, like you said, for you personally, because you're your own client, aren't you, for the 6 months while you're going through the program?
Yeah.
So you've been intensely coached in your coaching circles while you're going through it, aren't you? Which has been a hugely helpful thing for you.
Yeah, and I think when you're somebody who, and I'm a single mum, and that hasn't always been that easy. And my work is helping people, and actually this is about putting yourself first.
Right.
And it's so important. You absolutely are so right. You are your own client first, and absolutely gifting yourself the time, to do that has been life changing. And you mentioned the coding circles. I mean, I was very blessed with a beautiful coding circle. Hello, girls. And we just supported each other, and we practiced the tools and the techniques on each other, and we're just there for each other. And it's a fabulous little mini way of going through the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, I think sometimes we can use quite big words because it's what we're used to, and we've, or words that perhaps don't resonate straight away with people, but we're just used to talking like that. And actually, people need to hear that on a really simple level. It's about investing the time in yourself to work out who you truly are, and being so super supported doing that. And whatever the outcome, whatever you end up being called and can do and whatever, that is worth its weight in gold. Because you don't get to do that, really, do you? You don't take the time to.
And somebody said to me yesterday, we've just run a 3-day program called Recode, which is for coaches, consultants, business owners, leaders. And so many of them said, we just forget to do it for, like, I'm really good at doing this for a client, or I'm really good at holding a client to account, or I'm really good at making sure the client's doing their daily rituals, or I'm really good. But actually, we do forget. We keep, especially as women, but we'll keep putting ourselves down to the bottom of the pecking order. And then that leads to all kinds of other issues, doesn't it? Whereas for you, when you do mind coding, because where you're like, no, you practice the tools on you first, you practice the theory on you first, before you let loose on the public. So you're practicing so much and intensely, aren't you, for yourself for the first 16 weeks of the program, which it's great, isn't it? Because it's like coaching that money can't buy. Coaching, money literally.
Absolutely, coaching that money can't buy. Could not. Yeah, absolutely. It really, really is. And we all deserve that, need that, should have that. And you're right. And then it is just about completely embodying it. So I just feel, honestly, I feel like it's sort of in every cell of my body. Coaching. Don't get me wrong. My God, am I a work in progress? And will always be a work in progress. And it's daily work. And there are many things that I still, have to work on, and I'm happy to work on. But I just feel so much more confident. And if life does life, whatever comes along, my bounce back ability is, if I don't know how you scale that, but it's off the scale. It's just like, okay, right, well, what's the lesson?
We said this last night in a circle call. Like, I woke up yesterday morning and could not be unleashed on the public. That's the only way I would describe it. Like, I was in such a funky mood. I'm a reflector in human design, so I'm like, is this mine, or am I feeling something that's in the collective? There's a lot of funky stuff right now, and I would have had stuff that I needed to do, and it was important, all the rest of it. I didn't do it, Wendy, because I was like, no. I need to regulate myself before I go and do that, because the energy with which you do anything translates. Like, it's taken. I was like, this is not a good time to write the love letters, or the emails, as I call it, like the love letters to our community, and prep that for the week. It's not a good time to plan social media. I didn't feel like doing that. So I literally spent 3 hours. I used techniques that we use in the program, and I literally mind coded myself back to feeling neutral and normal by the afternoon. Now, for some people, that could have lasted days. They could have read into that, oh God, I'm suffering from, it's my depression bag, or it's this. It's like, and now I say it all the time, like, how do people cope when they don't have the tools and strategies that we do?
I know.
So it's not
quite sad that people don't, actually.
100%. Like, it should be on the NHS. People say this all the time. Like,
it should be.
100%.
I pay taxes for that.
I agree, but I just think yesterday was one of those days when, in normal life, that could have gone very differently, and I just felt so grateful that I don't shame myself. I don't make a meaning out of it. I don't make a story out of it. I don't deepen the wound. I just observe it, I witness it, and I allow myself space to move through it with the strategies that we know how to do. So it was like a few hours rather than it being days, weeks, months, whatever. Yeah.
And in normal life, you would have been then putting that energy back out to all the people around you and everybody you came across, who would have then been picking up, because we're all connected, right?
Yeah.
would have been picking that up, and so it goes. So the more people can be in, you know, this space and be able to turn themselves back around.
Yeah, and that because somebody actually
grace
asked
and
that.
with kindness. Sorry.
No, sorry, that's what they say on the course. So does it mean that you don't ever get funks and stuff? I was like, absolutely not. Like, unless you get a frontal lobotomy, you're gonna have a funk. Like, you're gonna have hormonal days. You're gonna have, but how you deal with it, like how you experience it, and how you maneuver and navigate through it, rather than just spiritually bypassing it, suppressing it, and moving on, suppressing it, and moving on, suppressing it, and moving on, which is what most people are doing, and stockpiling all that stress in the body and hustling and pushing through it, and like. My days of doing that are just gone. Like I just can't, like I literally I can't do it anymore. And it feels actually irresponsible. Like, because like you said, I know I'm putting that back into the collective, and I don't want to do that. I want to clear it, neutralize it, release it back to source, transmute the energy, and then I'll move through it. Do you know what I mean? So, and because of we understand this, it's also created a lifestyle where I can say, I'm going to be taking myself off for a few hours, people. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's okay. And the business still moved.
Yeah. And I'm not attached to the outcome of what happens if I do take myself off for a few hours. The world will keep turning. Yeah. No, absolutely.
So would you, for somebody who's coming into our world, and I was recommending, I mean, Wendy said at the beginning about writing a book, the 7-Minute Manifesto Method, like, and it's not her first book, because one of our clients is actually saying, we need to be teaching kids this. And I'm like, Wendy does in her book, which you can get on Amazon.
Oh, yeah. Magical life hacks for happy and calm kids. I know. I forgot I'd written that, to be honest. I wrote it because my daughter was having such a shitty time at junior school, and it was the book I wish she had. It was The Law of Attraction for Kids, but, you know, in a very,
And it's on your books, like that's so Magical May is already on Amazon. So if you want to help your children understand about manifesting and their energy and their mind, and you've got to get Magical May because it's incredible. Caleb's had it since he was little. He got to be the proofreader, which we're very proud of.
Yes.
And then obviously the 7-Minute Manifesto Method. Can you just before we wrap up, because mind coding isn't, me and Wendy could speak about mind coding all day and why everyone in the world should freaking do it. It's open for enrollment for a short period of time, and we start our training in October. So if you want to become a world-class coach, leader, or if you just love personal development, then we highly strongly recommend you jump in, because it's also £1,000 off when you come in right now in this intake. So definitely do it. And there are some other bonuses. So I will put the links on everything afterwards. You DM me if you can't find them. But for somebody who's coming in, because you said it's like frequency first, as you said in the book, like, can you just explain what frequency is and why it's important to people? Like, which obviously what we explain in a lot of depth in mind coding, but just so people understand it, who might like, I've heard about vibration, but like, what is it?
Well, all we are, it's very simple, really. All we are is a collection of cells. That's all all we are. And the most important thing is our cellular energy, how those cells talk to each other. Because if there's a breakdown, that's when we get illness. That's when we get, mentally and physically unwell. And so our frequency is just the energy in our cells and how our cells talk to each other. And emotions have frequency. Everything has a frequency. And it's, think of it like a radio tuning in. And our emotions can range from sort of, love right up there at a really high frequency down to sort of shame and guilt. So we talk in mind coding about resonating at love or above. And that's what we're always trying to do. And, sometimes we dip down to the bottom, but it's always about bringing ourselves back up to love or above and actually putting that then out into the world. And what we know that what we put out into the world is what we get back. So, it's having a massive impact, not just on us, but on our loved ones, on the people we work with, on everybody. So I would say, even if you're only doing mind coding for you, and I probably shouldn't even use the word only in there, but even if you're doing mind coding for you and for not to coach it, not to do anything with it for you, that's perfect, because that will bring you into that space of resonating at love or above. Does that make sense?
Oh, I love that. That gave me chills. I'm sold.
Right. Okay. Well, if you'd like to sign below or whatever it is you have to do, then well done, Dr. Donna.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to start. Like, the next cohort just looks incredible. So we would love to have your face in there if you like this work. So Wendy, thank you so much for being in our world, for bringing heartfulness in so many ways to not just your clients, but the ripple effect of what you've been doing for the last 25 years is phenomenal. But we're really grateful that you're in our world and like in our little close proximity world. Just adore you.
And straight back at you, my darling. Every word of that back to you too. It's a loving. It's a loving.
It's a loving. But if you're not connected with this woman, you need to be. And like literally get a consultation, talk to her as well about homeopathy. I can't say homeopathy services, because it's like, don't wait till it's broken to fix it. Like there are so many ways that you could be improving your health, happiness, and harmony right now. Like people, don't wait till you're sick. Like do the proactive stuff is my advice always.
Listen to that body.
Love it. Right. Bye, everybody. We'll see you very soon.
Bye.